Okay, this is a common question. Lloyd, what is this Expo 2020? What is this Expo and why do you keep saying that Expo is going to be a disaster for UAE? So I thought I'll answer this question. Okay, now let's understand simple. I've done research, so bear with me on this. What is an Expo? An Expo it's nothing but an exhibition. It's an exhibition where people from all over the world meet at a single point. They advertise and showcase art, food, culture, entertainment, and they are trying to get investors. They show their stuff. Like, let's say, for example, I'm from France. I will go down to UAE, show my wonderful stand, visit France. France is great. These are the companies, 20 companies of France who have decided to take our stall with us. This may be printing, this may be app development, this may be HR, this may be migration. So that is what Expo is. Or this may be restaurants, this may be entertainment. So they have, each country books a area, and in that area you have different exhibitors. So this is what an Expo is. Nothing out of the world. Simple. Now, when it comes down to a large scale that a country is hosting a global expo, that is where it's not a company that is organized, it's a country. So when a country is organizing, they start building, stadiums and buildings. Like, for example, when a country hosts Olympics, they will build 10 stadiums, one for football, one for indoor events, one for running, running and all those athletic event, track and field events, one for skiing, one for water sports. So they will build this infrastructure. Apart from these stadiums, they also have to build hotels where people can stay. They also have to build entertainment centers. They also have to build, let's say, parks and all that, so that when people come and visit there, they have a good view and opinion of the country, and at the same time, they spend money. However, when you build all this, you have to spend money also. And at the same time, you also have to advertise. You have to advertise in the papers of different countries, social media of different countries. You have to, book banners, street ads. You have to do a lot of things. And you have to have business, B2B businesses, invite other people, incentivize them. People say no, convince them to come, give them attractive rates. Do whatever it takes to get the exhibitors there. Do whatever it takes to get people. Like, you can give discounted tickets, you can give discounted stay, you can give package deals, visit 10 places, I'll give you a good package, come down with your family, we'll give you swimming, we'll give you photography, we'll give video, we'll give you travel, whatever. So they give a lot of benefits. Now, this is what a global expo is. In the past, expos were more about culture and, experience, visit our country. But today it's not only commercial, it's also political, because countries want to show their power. And this was clearly shown with China. When China had its expo, when China hosted the Olympics, the reason that they did that was to make a bold statement. However, over the years, the cost for hosting events like the Olympics has gradually risen. It went from millions to 100 millions to billions, and now it has gone to, double digits or triple digits, which is in billions, which is huge. And what people have realized is, after we build all this infrastructure and spend all these billions, there's no guarantee that you are going to get a profit or it's going to benefit you. Case in point, Greece, Athens. Case in point, China. They have all these stadiums, but now these stadiums are empty, they are deserted, and it's a waste of structure and space. Even to break and demolish that costs money. So they just left it to rot and die. And this has harmed the economy. And when people borrow billions and are not able to pay back, the country collapses. Now, let me give you some of the history of expos. You had in 1992 the Seville Spain Expo, which they were expecting to attract 40 million visitors. But despite all the marketing efforts, they got lower attendance. It was a big waste of resources. And they ended up having to pay loans to different governments. The special buildings that were constructed, they decided not to demolish that, but they use it. But now these buildings also are left deserted. So the Seville Expo in Spain didn't prove to be any benefit, proved to be a loss after spending millions. Okay. Then you had the Hanover Expo, where they advertised in 2000 in Germany, where they advertised 19,000 jobs and 100,000 temporary jobs, and we will get a revenue of 17 billion. Okay, 17 billion of the local currency. The drawbacks, well, the branding was not clear. Time magazine stated the organizers have failed to convey a public, clear image of what this Expo 2000 is. Is it entertainment? Is it a museum? Is it a natural reserve? What are you talking? The biggest drawback was they didn't have a proper theme. Each country was only advertising about itself in a different manner. There was no in sync of all the efforts. And they ended up with paying high prices. And out of the 40 million predicted tickets, they only sold 20 million. And they ended up losing 1 billion. Okay, 1 billion US dollars. So the second expo, Hanover, was a big disaster. Then you have the Shanghai Expo. Shanghai Expo claimed that they would get 70 million visitors. But the controversy was they closed down buildings, businesses, the shipyard, and factories. They closed down all this because they wanted a clean area. That area, they removed all the locals from there, relocated them. It was very controversial. Many human rights they blamed, but because China is controlled, they couldn't do anything. China spent $5 billion to host the expo. They borrowed from banks, they borrowed issuing treasury bonds. However, in comparison to the Seville in Spain and Hanover, for them it was a benefit because they were able to showcase their power. Developers made money. Global brands came in like Apple, Tiffany, Ermenegildo, Zenga, very big name. They had 80% hotel occupancy, and China benefited from branding. Okay, so China, you have two countries that didn't benefit. China benefited. It didn't give them any financial profits, but it helped the brand as a whole, as a country. Then you have Milan, which is 2015. In 2015, this was supposed to be the biggest loss and most controversial. Why? Because they had promised, millions of jobs and, billions of dollars revenue. The jobs never came because Milan asked everyone to volunteer for working. They said, we're not going to pay you. Come down as volunteers. We'll give you certificates and all that, just like how UAE is doing it. So there was no employment. There was no improvement in unemployment. Nobody got any tangible benefit. The theme of the expo was healthy lifestyle, promote organic slow food, promote local agriculture and local businesses, and support healthy eating and a healthy life. The controversy came when their key sponsors were Coca-Cola and McDonald's. Not very organic, not very healthy. The amount spent on this expo was 13 billion pounds. And the worst part was most of the infrastructure was not completed. The contractors literally had to camouflage and hide the incomplete construction. And then they realized that there was a lot of corruption, a lot of bribery. Overall, it was a loss of, whatever 13 billion they spent, pounds, they never recovered it. Now comes Expo 2020. Connecting minds, creating a future. Wow, what a great theme. So now the question is, will it be a success or failure? Once again, they are repeating what was done in Milan. One is volunteer. Come, volunteer, become volunteers, work for free so that you get experience. That's number one, which they are repeating the same disaster. Second one is the Expo 2020 is going to be hosted in the middle of a perfect storm. That is the recession. Right now you have, like I told you, UAE versus Qatar, Iran versus Saudi, and US, breaking up the peace that is there. Oil prices are down, unemployment is high, most of the experienced people are leaving. And because of social media today, people have realized, the new generation, that I'm not going to get citizenship, so why should I remain in UAE? Let me migrate to a country that gives me a passport. So salaries are reduced, inflation is rising, unemployment is increasing, people are migrating to a different country where there's a job security. New people are coming, but with no experience, so you do not have talent. And then you have UAE, which has a bad track record for giving you super hyper speculative news like Oh, we will build the islands, world islands, which is incomplete. The Palm 123, which is incomplete. Waterfront, which is incomplete. Al Maktoum International Airport, which will attract 200 million or 800 million visitors, which is dead and empty. Nobody's there. So people have realized UAE just gives you so many promises but doesn't deliver. They also give you false statistics. Like they said, 65 million footfall will be in shopping malls, which is actually less than 25. So 45 million is extra. Rules keep changing every time. Every year you have a new rule that comes up. Okay, from now you're going to pay back. Oh, next year you're not going to pay back. Oh, you'll be jailed. Oh, this national. So there is no uniformity of rules. 99-year visa. Oh, sorry, it's going to be 10-year visa. Oh, sorry, no, it's going to be 5-year visa, 1-year visa. Every year there is change. And everyone knows UAE treasury is empty because Dubai has to pay billions to Abu Dhabi. So it's under loan. It has borrowed money. It's showing off by borrowed money. So due to all this, how do you expect Expo 2020 to be a success? And here's the bigger thing. You're creating this artificial city, this artificial buildings, just for this event. After the event is over and people go, what are you going to use these buildings for? What are you going to use those oversupplied houses, oversupplied buildings and apartments? Who's going to stay there? The prices of real estate will crash even further. Landlords will be empty. Banks will realize that loans are being defaulted. Economy will go down to the dogs. What do you do? So I just look at Expo as nothing but a hyped up exhibition where nobody is clear how is this going to benefit the country. It's just an exhibition. People come, exhibit, and go back. Nothing is going to happen to UAE other than UAE realizing, shit, we spend billions to build these buildings, promote, and now everyone promised me they will invest. Nobody's investing. What do I do? That is what is going to happen for Expo 2020. I hope you realize. Put your comments. Let me know if I'm right or wrong. Okay, let me know if I'm right or wrong. I'm sure you say, Dubai is a great country, survives so many years. Okay, fine, agree, whatever. Put your comments, I'll read them.